So you've got the camera, the content ideas and followers, but when a brand slides into your DMs and asks you, what's your rates? You freeze. Let's fix that. Today we'll be talking about how you need to price yourself as an influencer, and trust me, it's more than just throwing a number out there. First things first, then listen closely. Followers mean nothing if they're not engaging. What really matters is views, likes, comments, shares, engagement. You could have 100,000 followers, but if your videos only get 500 views, brands won't be impressed. But if you've got 1,000 followers with 600 views and a ton of comments, now that is value. Engagement equals influence. As simple as that. Now remember the difference between an influencer post and UGC from our last video, but just to recap, an influencer post is something that goes on your profile to your followers. UGC, or user-generated content, goes on the brand's profile or ad campaign and not on yours. And because of that, the pricing for those two are completely different. Influencer posts are priced based on your audience and your engagement. UGC is priced based on your video quality, your equipment, brief requirements, and not your followers. Let's break it down even further. When you're pricing yourself, think of the following things. First is the quality of your video. Is it sharp, well lit, good audio? Brands will pay more for clean, high quality content. Secondly is your equipment. Are you shooting with a ring light, some wireless mics, an iPhone 15 Pro? That is completely different than someone just shooting on their Android, for example, without any sort of external mics. Then is the brief. Are you required to travel? Do you need to buy a product? Do you need to shoot on a different location? All of these will factor the costs that actually go into it. Next is your content category. There are different content categories and each of them are priced differently. For example, education typically pays more than fashion. And then lastly is your niche. If your content is highly specific, like skincare for sensitive skin or budgeting for students, then you can price more as your audience is way more targeted. So here's a super helpful method. It's called CPM, or simply cost per 1,000 views. It's used by professionals to figure out what your rate should be. So let's run through an example. So you're a fashion creator and the average views that your videos usually get are around 15,000 views. Now the average CPM for fashion content is around 260 Rand per 1,000 views. So let's break that down. So if you take your 15,000 views and you divide that by 1,000, you get 15. And then of course you take that 15, multiply it by the 260 that you would get per 1,000 views, and that will give you the amount that you can charge for your videos, which in this case is around 3,900 Rand per video. But wait, if you are super niche and super targeted, you can actually charge more. Let's say around 350 Rand per 1,000 views. And then if your content is broader and has lower engagement, then it might be best to stick to the average. But also think of things like exclusivity. If a brand wants you to avoid working with competitors, that is worth more. The frequency, if you rarely do branded content, then each one is worth way more. Your track record, has past collaborations done extremely well? Bring that into the negotiation as well. And then lastly is do your market research. What are other people in your niche charging? There are of course sites and tools that can help you figure that out, but feel free to ask your network as well. Pricing yourself as an influencer isn't about guessing. It's about knowing your worth, understanding your numbers, and being confident in the value that you provide for the brands that you work with. So next time a brand reaches out and asks for your rate, you'll have a solid answer backed by an actual strategy. Catch you in the next one, and remember, know your worth and add tax. Cheers.